I mentioned before, it's all about changing minds. I've been trying to do that for 4 or 5 years now. And I know I've made some impact on some people, but the mind that I had the ability to actually change was mine. When it looks like the world is crazy, you know, it's very easy to spend your time focusing on what other people are doing and why what they're choosing to do is wrong rather than looking at the things that are within your control. And a nation of people looking for external sources of problems can find them. You know, you can always find a reason to work on something other than the thing that is there for you. So, yeah, I mean, I've been pretty active on Twitter since 2017, 2018. I've been talking a lot. And by that I mean not just, I mean, the videos are pretty new. I've been saying stuff, but I've also been listening, and that's the thing that was in my power. Because, we all have incomplete narratives. You know, there's all sorts of different ways to say it. You can talk about the Socratic paradox, you could talk about being humble, but, ultimately, reality, I said before, reality is more than just the facts. It's also the narratives of all the individuals, you know, because that's ultimately what controls what happens next. We talk a lot about top down power in this country. There's a lot of focus on the president of the United States. But the stuff around us is the result of what we are doing. The president isn't the reason why, this development happening behind me. The president isn't the reason why, so this isn't my place. My place is in the middle of the city where, it's a bit more run down, because it has to do with the mindset of the people around you. And there's a very different mindset between a homeowner and someone who is renting. And if you have a culture in an area of renters, then the beauty around you is going to depend on how much the homeowners are interested in spending to keep the property maintained. You could start at the very basic levels where, they collect rent and do nothing else. You can go to the point where, like, someone's going to come in and, like, really try to revitalize the place. Like, I've experienced both in renting. But, everything around us depends on the mindset of the individual. And if we want to change the physical world around us, that means changing our own mindset and, ultimately the mindset of everyone around you. And that's a lot harder, you can use your words all you want, but, it's your actions that'll actually do anything. And most of us, we have busy lives. We have jobs. You need a paycheck. Makes sense. Yeah, I mean, work takes up a lot of our life, and family takes up a lot of our life. We have, this isn't universal, but in our society, we have a lack of community. It's divided, it's missing. I talked before about an epidemic of loneliness, Freedom freedom as a goal can go too far. I mean, like this free as in I have full control over my choices. And then there's free as in I have no responsibilities to anyone else. That second one is destructive within a society. The first one, I mean, it's all the first one as well, you know? Like if I have free choice and I can do whatever I want, then there comes the question of, you know, what do I want? And, you know, that comes down to how you view the world. So, yeah. In terms of, you know, how I view the world as a lot of broken, isolated individuals that need to be shown a better path. But, you know, talking isn't enough. You have to actually follow through, you know, and that's kind of like there's all the talking I've done, and then there's the work that I've done. You know, like I put a lot of thought and effort into how I can make an impact. And for me, just based on my own history, my own skill sets, my own capabilities, you know, I worked in the tech industry for 20 years. I mainly dealt with infrastructure, you know, and I see who owns our infrastructure, who benefits from our infrastructure, and I see ways we can replace that infrastructure with something that is better managed, you know, better. There's a certain mentality around money and power in this country that I don't want to help. You know, and there's a difference between the tools and what the tools are doing. You know, I see a lot of power in the tools, but, you know, I want to change the mindset of the people participating in the industry. And, you know, I could try doing that through talk. I've been trying to do that through talk. But the thing that would actually help is to follow through. And that's what I'm trying to do. Like, in 2019, I tried opening a community space in Worcester. Like, I moved here from outside. And I tried opening up a space where people could learn tech in order to, you know, give an opportunity to people who seemed like they were about to get priced out of, you know, an area that was now starting to receive a lot of investment. COVID killed that. I took a job for a while, and now I'm trying take two with SmolTech. That's SmolTech, which is my new company. It's tough though, you know. Like, I don't have the resources. I don't have the, you know. Right now, I have a lot of time, you know, and what can I do with that time? I've been working on building a community cloud for an innovation center near here called Workshop, WORCSHOP. Great place with great people, and I'm trying to start building my infrastructure there. Unfortunately, you know, I'm out of money because it's hard to find investors. So, you know, if anyone wants to invest in a small tech startup looking to make a big impact, I'm around and I'm happy to receive it. But, you know, barring that coming out of nowhere, I got to get a job. So that's what I'm working on right now. But then the time starts to go away and everything becomes harder. But it's worthwhile. So, you know, if I manage to follow through, then perhaps some people will listen, and then I can change the minds, and then we'll behave differently, and, you know, it has a cascading effect. But that's, you know, what I can do. What can you do? Who are you? What have you been up to? How can I help you? You know, these are the questions we should be asking each other. How do we collaborate differently in order to make things better? That's much better than fighting for top-down power. Have a good day.